Did you know that in the United States, the most dangerous animals aren't always the biggest ones? You might think it's the grizzly bear, or maybe the great white shark. But what if I told you the deadliest killer could fit right in the palm of your hand? Every year, thousands of people are attacked, bitten, stung, or even crushed by creatures that share the same land we live on. From deep forests to sunny beaches, danger hides in the most unexpected places. And the scariest part? Sometimes it's waiting right in your own backyard. Imagine walking through a peaceful park, hearing birds sing, feeling the breeze on your face. Then suddenly the ground shakes. A massive shadow moves, and before you can blink, a wild beast charges straight at you. Or picture swimming in crystal clear water when something silky touches your leg and your skin starts burning like fire. These aren't scenes from a horror movie. They're real stories and are from real people across the United States. So today we're counting down the 10 most dangerous animals in the US, from enormous beasts with bone-crushing power to tiny creatures carrying death in every bite. Some of them you'll recognize. Others will shock you. And trust me, you'll want to stay until the end, because number one will make you question stepping outside ever again. Let's begin. At first glance, it looks calm, massive, slow-moving, almost peaceful, like a furry mountain grazing in the fields. People see it and think, "Oh, what a gentle giant." But the truth? This creature can snap from calm to chaos in just 1 second. We're talking about a beast that weighs over 900 kilograms, that's heavier than a car, and can sprint faster than a racehorse, hitting 35 miles per hour. Now imagine that much power charging straight at you. There's no running, no hiding, just a wall of muscle, horns, and fury. Every year in Yellowstone National Park, tourists ignore the warning signs. They walk closer, smiling, phones out, trying to capture the perfect selfie. Then suddenly, the bison lowers its head, snorts, and within a heartbeat, someone is flying through the air like a rag doll. It happens more often than you'd think. And it's not because the bison is evil. It's because humans forget that this is still a wild animal. Its strength is unbelievable. A single hit can crush bones. Its horns can pierce through thick hide, and even vehicles have been dented from its charge. Yet after the attack, it simply goes back to grazing, as if nothing ever happened. Calm, silent, ancient, like nature reminding us who truly owns the land. So if you ever find yourself standing in a quiet meadow, camera in hand, watching one of these giants graze in the distance, remember this: that peaceful buffalo could turn into a four-legged missile in seconds. Keep your distance, respect its space, because even the gentlest-looking creatures can be the deadliest when we get too close. But wait, if you think massive animals are terrifying, the next one is small, silent, and it might be hiding somewhere inside your own house right now. It's tiny, quiet, and almost invisible. You might never see it, but it might be right beside you. In your shoes, behind your bed, or inside that old box you haven't opened in years. They call it the recluse for a reason. It hates attention. It hides in dark corners, closets, garages, and basements, waiting for one unlucky moment when your hand reaches too close. At first, you won't feel much, just a small prick, maybe nothing at all. But hours later, the pain begins. The skin turns red, then purple, then starts to rot, literally melt away. The venom of this spider destroys flesh, leaving wounds that look like something straight out of a zombie movie. Every year, thousands of people in the US are bitten by the brown recluse. Most survive, but some are left with scars for life. And what's worse, you can't always tell when it's there. It doesn't spin big webs. It doesn't crawl across your floor in plain sight. It waits, perfectly still, hidden, patient. Imagine this: you slip your foot into your favorite sneaker, and suddenly you feel a sting so small, you almost ignore it. 2 days later, your foot looks like it's been burned by acid. That's the power of a creature smaller than a coin. So before you sleep tonight, maybe check your shoes, check under your bed, because this little spider doesn't need to chase you. It just needs you to make one wrong move. But if you think that's terrifying, wait until you see number 8. A creature so beautiful it looks like art, but one touch could send you straight to the hospital. At first glance, it's stunning. A glowing, balloon-like creature floating peacefully across the ocean's surface, blue, purple, and pink, like a piece of living art. But behind that beauty hides one of the most painful stings on Earth. The Portuguese man-o-war isn't a single animal. It's a colony of tiny organisms working together as one. Some feed, some float, and some are made to kill. Its tentacles can stretch over 160 feet, longer than half a football field, and each one is loaded with venom-filled cells, ready to paralyze anything that dares to touch it. A single sting can feel like being whipped with burning wires. Victims describe the pain as fire spreading under their skin, and in rare cases, it can even stop the heart. Every summer, beaches in Florida and Texas are lined with warning flags. Tourists see the bright colors and think it's just a harmless jellyfish. Some even try to pick it up for a selfie. Big mistake. Even when it's washed ashore and looks dead, its tentacles can still sting, sometimes days later. Imagine swimming in crystal clear water, sunlight shimmering above you, and suddenly something silky brushes your leg. A second later, your skin feels like it's burning from the inside. That's the ocean's most beautiful trap, a deadly mix of color and poison. So next time you see something bright and floating on the waves, don't touch it. Admire it from afar, because this creature proves that in nature, beauty can be lethal. But stay with me, because number 7 isn't from the sea. It's a land giant that looks goofy and harmless until it decides to charge straight at you. It looks funny, awkward, almost cartoonish. A big animal with skinny legs and a goofy face. Most people see a moose and think it's harmless, maybe even cute. But behind that clumsy look is a creature more dangerous than a bear. A fully grown moose can weigh over 700 kilograms and stand taller than a man on its long, powerful legs. Its antlers stretch wider than your car, and when it gets angry, it doesn't roar or growl. It just charges. In Alaska and Maine, people see them all the time, standing calmly on the roadside, staring into the distance. But the moment someone gets too close, the moose lowers its head and explodes forward like a freight train. There's no warning, no second chance. Every year, more people are injured by moose than by wolves or bears combined, and car accidents involving moose are especially deadly. Imagine driving through a foggy forest road, and suddenly a dark shape appears. Too late to stop. A 2-meter-tall animal slams into your windshield, and you realize why locals call it the silent killer of the North. During mating season, they become even more aggressive. Anything that moves can be seen as a rival. A human, a dog, even a mailbox. And when a moose charges, it doesn't stop until it wins. So if you ever visit the northern forests and see one of these giants grazing nearby, don't walk closer for that perfect photo. Take a few steps back, because one wrong move could turn that goofy face into the last thing you ever see. But if you think that's scary, the next creature is smaller, sneakier, and it doesn't charge. It strikes from the shadows. That sound you hear in the tall grass, that dry, fast, chilling rattle, it's not a warning, it's a countdown. The eastern diamondback is the largest venomous snake in North America and one of the deadliest. It's thick as a man's arm, covered in dark diamond-shaped scales that shimmer like armor, and its bite can kill within hours. It doesn't chase you, it waits, perfectly still, perfectly hidden, blending into the leaves and dirt like a shadow. Step too close, and in a flash, it strikes faster than your eyes can follow. Its fangs sink deep, injecting venom that shuts down your blood and muscles from the inside. One bite is enough to take down a deer, or a careless hiker, who didn't see it coming. There are stories from the deep South, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, of people hearing that rattle and freezing in place, hearts pounding, afraid to even breathe. Some survived, some didn't. The most terrifying thing? That sound isn't meant to scare you. It's the snake's way of saying, you've got 3 seconds to leave before I do what I do best. So if you're walking through the woods and hear that familiar buzz behind your boots, don't look around. Don't try to see it. Just walk away. Because when nature gives you a warning, you only get it once. But the next killer on this list doesn't hiss or strike. It doesn't bite or sting. It kills you without ever touching you. And it might be standing in the middle of the road right now. Wait, what? Deer? The cute, gentle creatures from fairy tales? How could they possibly be dangerous? Well, believe it or not, deer are responsible for more deaths in the United States than bears, wolves, or sharks combined. And they don't even have claws or fangs, just bad timing and fast legs. Every year, over 1 million car accidents are caused by deer suddenly leaping onto roads, especially during the fall and mating season. They move fast, they appear out of nowhere, and when a 200-kilogram animal hits your car at full speed, you're in serious trouble. Imagine driving down a quiet forest road at night, headlights cutting through the fog, and then, in an instant, 2 glowing eyes appear in front of you. You slam the brakes, but it's too late. The crash is deafening. The airbag explodes, and that peaceful-looking animal just turned your night into chaos. It's not their fault. They're just following instincts, running, crossing, surviving. But on the highways of America, that instinct kills hundreds of people every single year. So next time you see that deer crossing sign, don't just glance at it, slow down. Because behind those big brown eyes and innocent face is one of the most unexpected killers in the country. And speaking of unexpected, the next creature is smaller than your fist, but when it attacks, it brings an army with it. They look like normal bees, tiny, buzzing, harmless. But don't be fooled. These are not your friendly honeymakers. These are killers. The Africanized killer bee was created by accident, a mix between African and European honeybees, bred by scientists in Brazil decades ago. But some escaped. And they didn't just survive, they spread. Now they've taken over parts of the southern United States, from Texas to Arizona, bringing chaos wherever they go. These bees don't sting once and fly away. They attack in swarms, thousands at a time. If one bee feels threatened, it releases a scent that calls the others to war. In seconds, the air fills with a furious cloud of wings and venom. Imagine walking through your garden, hearing a soft buzz, then suddenly the sound grows louder. A storm of tiny bodies rushing straight at you. You start running, but they chase you for hundreds of meters, stinging again and again until you collapse. In one terrifying case in Texas, a swarm of 40,000 killer bees attacked a farmer. He was stung over 1,000 times before help arrived. He survived, barely. Others weren't so lucky. Each sting alone isn't deadly. But when hundreds strike at once, your body can't handle it. The venom overload causes your heart to stop. These bees don't want to kill, they just defend their hive. But when they do it together, and nothing escapes their fury. So if you ever hear that faint buzzing around a tree or a wall, walk away, because what sounds like summer might actually be death with wings. But the next animal doesn't buzz or swarm. It's quiet, loyal, familiar, and yet it's responsible for more attacks than any wild predator in America. Man's best friend, faithful, loyal, loving, until the day it isn't. Dogs are part of millions of homes across America. They guard us, play with our kids, sleep by our beds. But every year, those same beloved pets are responsible for thousands of attacks and dozens of deaths. In the United States alone, More than 4 million people are bitten by dogs each year. Most of the time, it's minor. But sometimes, it's deadly. It's not just wild dogs or strays. Many attacks come from the ones people trust the most. Family pets that suddenly turn aggressive. One wrong move, one snap of instinct, and everything changes. There are countless stories. A 6-year-old girl reaching for her toy, a mail carrier stepping into a yard, a jogger passing too close to a gate. In seconds, friendly eyes turn cold, jaws lock, and what was once a companion becomes a predator. Some breeds like pit bulls, Rottweilers, and Huskies are often blamed, but the truth is, any dog can be dangerous if it feels threatened or mistreated. Size doesn't matter. Instinct does. What makes it terrifying is the betrayal, the danger that lives behind a wagging tail, because when a dog attacks, it doesn't think. It bites, shakes, and doesn't let go. So next time you reach down to pet a strange dog, remember, even man's best friend is still an animal at heart. And if you think that's scary, wait until you meet the next killer. It doesn't bark, it doesn't bite, it's silent, invisible, and it could be hovering right above your head right now. Tiny, annoying, harmless, right? Wrong. This little buzzing insect kills more people every year than any other animal on Earth. In the United States, mosquitoes carry diseases like West Nile virus, Zika, and dengue fever. You don't see them coming. You don't feel the danger. All it takes is one bite, a tiny drop of saliva, and you could be infected with something deadly. They don't roar, they don't chase, but they hunt you every single night, drawn by the warmth of your skin, the smell of your breath, and the carbon dioxide you exhale. To them, you're not a person, you're dinner. Every year, thousands of Americans fall sick because of these silent killers. Most recover, but some don't. And the scariest part? They're evolving, spreading faster as the climate warms, reaching new states and new victims every season. One single mosquito can drink 3 times its body weight in blood. Now multiply that by the millions that hatch every day. It's a war you can't see, and it's happening in your own backyard. You can slap one, kill one, but you'll never win, because there's always another waiting in the dark. So next time you hear that faint buzz near your ear, don't ignore it. That sound might just be the deadliest whisper in America. But if you think that's bad, the final creature on this list is older, stronger, and built to kill long before humans even existed. It's the living dinosaur of the South, and it's waiting just below the water's surface. It looks like a log floating in the water, still, silent, ancient. But that log has eyes, and it's watching you. The American alligator has survived for millions of years, a living dinosaur that never needed to change. It's perfect, a predator built by time itself. 4 meters long, 400 kilograms of muscle and armor, with a bite force strong enough to crush bones in a single snap. When it strikes, there's no warning, no splash, no sound, just an explosion of power from below. In the swamps of Florida and Louisiana, these giants wait just beneath the surface, motionless, blending with the murky water. 1 second you see calm reflections, the next, chaos. Every year there are attacks, people fishing, swimming, or walking too close to the edge. Sometimes they survive, sometimes they don't. And when an alligator bites, it doesn't just hold on, it spins. That's the death roll, a move designed to rip flesh apart in seconds. What makes them terrifying isn't just their strength, it's their patience. They can wait for hours motionless, like a shadow beneath the water, until you forget they're even there. Then, strike, fast, final, fatal. They don't hunt for revenge or cruelty. They hunt because that's what nature made them to do. And in their world, hesitation means death. So when you're near the water in the deep south, remember this. If the river looks too quiet, it's not. Because somewhere beneath that still surface, something ancient is watching, waiting. And if you're unlucky, you'll never see it coming. Nature never stops surprising us. Just when we think we've seen it all, it reminds us how wild, dangerous, and unpredictable it truly is. From the tiniest mosquito to the ancient alligator, every creature plays its part in the balance of life. Some with beauty, some with fear. So the next time you step outside, remember, you're not alone. You're standing in a world still ruled by instincts older than time itself. If you enjoyed this countdown, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and click the bell so you never miss what comes next. Because in our next video, we're exploring creatures that glow in the dark, animals so bizarre they look like aliens from another world. Trust me, number one will blow your mind. Which animal today shocked you the most? Tell me in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious, stay wild, and remember, nature always bites back.